And so what we want to do now is we want to move with the story, okay? So we're going to take the animals, but we're not going to put them quite in the same order. I tried to make the order of the poses be more where they would kind of flow from one to the other, all right? So, and I got, believe it or not, I was able to, hats off, I was able to find lots of good animal hats to go with the story. How about that? So on Hats Off to Reading Day, we're going to have lots of animal hats. So first we got our chicken cheeks, but that's not where we're going to start. We're going to start with our bumblebee bum. Okay. All right. We got one of those antennas really stretched out, don't it? All right, so the bumblebee bum, I want to introduce to you a way to breathe called Hummingbee Breath. And I have actually, you know, guys, I think I might have told, I think I told Miss Sweatman, I've been going back to school to learn a little bit more how you can use yoga for therapy. And one of my assignments, I'm really enjoying my assignments. One of my assignments was about doing a breathing practice for 2 weeks and then kind of taking note of how you feel before you start the practice. And then at the end of the 2 weeks, how do you feel? And what I did was the bumblebee breath. All right. So I really enjoyed this one. Although I tell you, you have to be careful because believe it or not, Miss Broom can feel silly. And it's one that I like to do where nobody's looking. All right. But we're going to be looking at each other on the Zooms this morning. So sit up nice and tall wherever you are. All right, and what you're going to do is you're going to breathe in through your nose. And when you let the air out, you're going to actually hum it out. Hum. And when you run out of breath, like Miss Brown ran out of breath pretty quick there, excuse me, what you're going to do is you take another big breath in. You do 3 rounds of hummingbee breath. All right, so let's do the first round together. And again, when you run out of breath, just start the next breath. And when you run out of breath, start the next breath. And if you're 3 ins before somebody else is 3, that's all good because we are on the mute, so it's okay. All right, but let's give that a try. And if you want to, I even like to kind of close my eyes as I do it. All right, so breathing in and breathing out. Hum. All right, try another round when you've run out of air. And then try one more round, all right, a 3rd round. And you may already be through, but just hang on. I'll finish here in a minute. Breathing in. All right, so what'd you think? That's a different kind of way to breathe. All right, I got thumbs up. Thank you, Leah. The one thing I thought that was really amazing about breathing like that is that you can't really think about anything else. Sometimes when I'm breathing, I start to plan something or my mind starts to wander. And that's the way your brain works. It's perfectly okay when you find that happening. And what you do is you just bring yourself back to the breath. Like I'm focusing on my breath in, I'm focusing on my breath out, right? You just wander and then you come back and you wander. And sometimes you wander a lot. And sometimes you can stay focused on the breathing a little better than others. It's all good. It's all good because days are different for all of us. But with the bumblebee breath, what is fascinating is you hear yourself humming and you kind of just are thinking about that. You kind of stay with the process a little bit more. I found that to be the case. You'll have to experience that and see for yourself. All right, so the next thing we want to do is the platypus. So we're going to the floor. And the platypus is one of those animals that I think, I didn't have a hat for this, so we're going to make one, right? The platypus is actually kind of crazy. He's an animal that's got lots of parts of other animals. Like he's got the bill of a duck, right? He's got the tail of a beaver. He's got those webbed feet, which is kind of hard to see on a stuffed animal version. He lays eggs like chicken when he has babies. And so he's kind of like, to me, the platypus is like almost like putting lots of leftover parts together. All right. So what we're going to do is lay on the floor and work our locust pose for platypus. So let me roll my chair over my chicken hat. And I'm bringing school bag across too. All right, so we're going to lay on the floor, and this is a great work for the whole back body. Okay. All right, so you're going to lay on your back body, and you're going, or belly, rather, your belly. You're laying on your belly. I think you can still see me. Yeah. All right, and then what you're going to do is you're going to rest the head, and hands can be going back toward toes, or hands can be reaching forward. I'm going to work on back towards my toes today. And then you're going to squeeze all the muscles in your legs, and you're going to start to lift that off the ground. You're going to squeeze all the muscles up to the bum, or what are we on? The platypus gluteus maximus. You squeeze your gluteus maximus. And then you're going to reach your fingers down towards your feet. You're going to squeeze all the muscles in the back. Then you start to lift the head. And before you know it, your duckbill platypus is off the ground. The head, the toe, and the crown of the head, the top of your head continues to reach forward. And then you're going to lower the feet, and you're going to lower the hands and relax the muscles in the back, and you're going to rest. So you're kind of building it from the toes to the head, and then you're releasing it from the toes to the head. All right, let's try one more. All right, we're going to squeeze our toes, our legs. All right, and see my head starts to want to come up. Let's really focus on doing it one part at a time. Bend your hands, back body, and then the head, and see if you can work it. Don't forget to breathe. All right, relax toes, legs, back body, arms, and head. All right, push yourself up for our next one. So that's the bumblebee bum, the gluteus maximus of the duckbill platypus. And now we're ready for just a plain old duck. Uh-oh. There we go. All right, with our duck, we're going to take our feet. It looks a lot like frog, right? We got our toes up on our toes, or you can put your heels down, however you'd like to do your squat. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your thumbs, hook them under your armpits, and work your duck. Right, and then you can actually kind of walk your duck around, right, if you would like. And there is our duck tail, All right, and then that leads us to a chicken, and a chicken can be like very similar to the duck, or we can work our chicken standing up, and I often think of this kind of like a rooster too. All right, which is the dude chicken. Yeah, and you're going to come up on your tippy toes, and you're going to take your wings behind you, and you're going to strut around the barnyard. So you can, all right, or you can have a crow. All right, but you're working and opening the chest as you reach your wings back towards one another, and you're up on your tootsie toes as you work it. And that's your chicken cheeks. So that's the name, that's where they name the story, right? The chicken cheeks. All right, after chicken cheeks, we're going to do our dog. So, you know, there's two ways to do the dog. We can do the dog where we are an up dog or down dog. All right, so down dog is the one where we look like an upside down V. So for down dog, you want to breathe your arms up overhead and then reach down to the ground, right? And then you're going to walk your hands to the floor and stretch your legs back, all right, and find your plank. Right? When you work your plank, really pump up through the upper back and hold the bum in line with the legs and back. And then we'll go from plank to the down dog. So down dog is pushing bums up. All right? And that way, if you work your plank, you can see how far to hold your feet behind you, okay? Now, if we go back to the plank and we lower all the way to the ground, the up dog is going to be where you push up and put the weight in the tops of the feet. All right, up dog and down dog. And then walk your feet to your hands, and then walk your hands up your body. Okay, so the up dog and the down dog are worth barking about. And so that was for our hound dog, Heine. Okay, the next one is the Flamingo Fanny. All right, so Flamingo Fanny is a balancing pose. And what you're going to do is grow roots into the floor with one foot. And then with the other foot, you're going to bring up your knee. And breathe. Relax your shoulders, smile on your face. Flamingos actually sleep on one leg. Can you imagine? All right, the leg that's up comes down. You shake out the standing leg, and then you work that on the other side. So grow roots into the floor with the opposite leg, and then reach this knee up on this side. And breathe. Relax your shoulders. Welcome the wobble. That is you getting a little bit stronger as you work your flamingo pose. Keep breathing as you work. That's where the fuel comes for the hard work, the breath. Breath in. And then the blood takes that fresh oxygen to all the parts of you that need to work. And then you let it go. And you're actually getting rid of that used air. Right? Oh, we got somebody trying to get in the door. Let me see if I can hit the admit button. There we go. Okay, so after our Flamingo Fanny, we're going to work our toucan can. Oh, well, I think that we did it. We did the stork when we did it on one side, or excuse me, the stork pose represented Flamingo Fanny on one side and then toucan can as we did it on the other. All right, so now we're ready for the new Wazoo. All right, so I'm not really sure if this is a new, but I'm going to count it as one because it kind of looks, what do you think? It kind of looks like it, the picture. Yeah? All right, so the new Wazoo is going to be our warrior one pose. So here's our new. Don't you think he kind of, this hat kind of looks like that? Yeah? Kind of. All right, so what we're gonna do for new Wazoo is warrior one. So take 1 foot forward, bend that knee, and then extend the opposite leg back. So I'll show you my feet, what they're doing. All right, yeah. And then you're gonna take arms up high. Now you can take your new horns, you can take those antlers and you can reach them high. But if you'd like to, you can take them out like a Y shape. Or you can even bend your arms and rotate your pinkies towards one another as you work this, okay? So one leg is stretching and one leg is bending and strengthening. Your hips, your belly button is facing forward as you work. Now, from our new, we're actually gonna work our giraffe back half. All right, and I'll put the hat on after we go to the second side. You're gonna bring in the back leg just a smidge and straighten out the front leg. You're gonna take your power pose. That means I'm gonna take my fist to my hips, and then I'm gonna reach forward and work my giraffe back half. Again, my belly button is reaching down to the ground, and I'm keeping my hips square. So don't let my hips swing around. I try to keep that back hip, the forward hip pushed back rather. Keep breathing. And then breathe in and grow tall. Okay? All right. So now to do that fun on the other side, I'll swap out my new Wazoo hat for my giraffe back half. Again, it's a tall hat like our flamingo was. All right, so now we're going to take the opposite leg, bend it forward, stretch the other leg back, and reach arms high. Arms can be high if you can keep your shoulders relaxed. All right, you don't want shoulders up around your ears. You want good space. You can bend the elbows, bring the pinkies together, or you can take the arms out in a Y shape. If that helps you keep the muscles of the upper back down and engaged where they need to work. We spend a lot of time on the Zooms, and so we do sometimes overuse these muscles, and we have to relax them. So some of these things that we're doing are ways that we can get them to be working where they need to be working and not where they shouldn't. All right, so now we're going to bring the back leg in a little bit, take our fist to our hips. We're going to have our straight front leg, and we're going to bend at the waist and work our giraffe back half on this side. All right, let's see if I can keep my hat on my head. It's wanting to slide on me. Breathe in and breathe out. Remember to keep the forward hip pushed back so the hips are square here. right, breathe in and grow nice and tall. Okay, the next one we're going to think about is called the penguin patootie, the penguin patootie hat. And for that one, we're going to simulate the penguin walk. Now, I really love it if you have a stretchy band around your house. You never know what moms or dads may have, like, or this kid, I've just got a regular belt here, but anything would work. And I'm going to show you how to do it. You can just walk it without having the stretchy band or the belt. But the idea for the penguin walk is you're going to put your feet together on a strap, or you can just put them side by side, and then you're going to inch your feet and you're going to penguin walk. Now see that a stretchy band works better because you can have the band move, but your idea is you're going to make your penguin walk side to side and work the sides of your legs. Okay, and you can walk it back. The stretchy bands work really good if you happen to find one around your house, and I can even send Mrs. Sweatman a little short video I made with my children a long time ago about how to do a penguin race with a friend, all right, with the stretchy bands. And it does, it works the sides of the legs. Okay, how are we doing? Are we getting down? Oh, we did I skipped the moose and the rhino, and those were like when we did our gnu and our giraffe back half, it was the rhino and the moose to complement that. Okay, deer, we're ready to sit in a chair with our deer rear. All right, there's our deer. He's a reindeer, yeah. All right, so we're gonna sit in our chair by feet side by side and then just sit down. So our legs are bent and you can reach your arms out in front of you, or you can hold your heart with your chair pose with your reindeer. And then we're gonna take this reindeer and we're gonna move it into a kangaroo keister. All right, the deer rear is gonna go to the kangaroo keister whenever you hop it. Can you hop your chair pose? All right, there you go. And that's gonna be the kangaroo keister with the deer rear. All right, so now that brings us down to the floor. We've got the bear and the turkey left. I will show you my rhino hat since we had it in my moose hat that was for our warrior one, opposite sides. Ta-da! And then now we are on to our polar bear derriere and our turkey tushy, and then we're ready to rest. Woohoo! All right, so for the polar bear, and this is a pose that really challenges Miss Broom. Let's see how it works for you. The idea is to go down to the floor and take the knees wide and the inner muscles of my leg. And I think that's because I love to walk. I do a lot of walking. And so there's parts of my legs that get really tight from walking. I think this is one of them because this is really a challenge for me. Now take your feet behind you, right? And then push your bum back. Now you can take your bum close to your feet, but Miss Broom is probably that's all I got today. All right. And then what you're going to do from there is you're going to make a little hidey hole for your hands. All right, to hide your polar bear nose in the snow. All right, so you're gonna go down and like I say, maybe, oh, I can get it back a little farther. And breathe. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Push that polar bear derriere back. Experiment with how wide your legs are. Like I say, it does stretch out the inside of the upper leg as you work it. And sometimes that will be, in all poses, there might be something that works tighter, you know, or more stretchy on everybody's body. And that's just the way it's no problem. There's not one thing better than another. It's just how we're all about trying to find balance as we work and stretch and strengthen together. Okay, so that brings us to our last. We're almost at the ends, right? And that's our turkey tushy. And I always have to tie his legs on because otherwise he'll fall. All right. For our grand finale before we rest, we're going to take our legs out, all right? Like a straddle position. And you're going to let the tail feathers of the turkey be right here behind you, right, in your imagination. And then there's several ways you can stretch in the straddle. You can reach towards the toes. So you can turn the body so you're reaching towards the toes. All right, and wherever you are, again, it's all good. It doesn't have to be that you're reaching the toe. You're reaching in that direction. And take your breaths where you breathe in and breathe out. And I find the more I breathe, the deeper I can get into the stretch. All right, walk yourself up nice and tall. Turn the body towards the other leg, and then I'm going to reach towards this toe. All right. Good stretches for the muscles in the legs. You may also feel stretching happening in the back of your body. Good stuff. As you breathe, reach a little more. All right, and then walk your hands back up nice and tall. And now we're going to take our turkey body forward. All right, so you're not going towards the turkey feet, but you're walking forward. And see where you can fold your body as you stretch forward. Now, I'm going to keep my back long, but you might want to round your back. And if you round your back, you can get a little deeper in the stretch. And again, I find the same thing. The more I breathe, the deeper I can go with my stretch. And again, we're working on the insides of our legs as we work our turkey forward. All right, walk your hands back up. You can take your legs together and give a little wibble wobble, and you're ready to rest. So however you would like to rest today, I think I'm going to throw my legs up here on the chair. But you know, you can put your legs on the wall. You can sit comfortably in your chair. You can lay on your belly on the floor. However you want to get comfortable to rest is going to be the right way to get her done, okay? And so I'm going to put my legs up in the chair, and I'm going to put on the clock 1 minute to be still and quiet. And I know that this is like the hardest yoga pose, but we're going to try it starting right now. So get yourself comfy and feel your body on the floor. And here we go. All right, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and invite some movement back into your body. I like to rock my head from side to side. Oh, rock and roll on the back body. Maybe if you're on the floor, or kind of wake yourself up if you've been seated in the chair. And roll over to a side and then push up into the floor. Okay, how you feeling? How you doing now? Oh, I got another thumbs up. Thank you, thank you. All right. Well, it is always fun to breathe and stretch and start the week off with you guys after you've had your morning work and are ready for a mid-morning break. And I thank you for that opportunity. And we will sing the Namaste song, and then I'll get at that question. I see a question has popped up. All right, here we go. Hands together, thumbs to the heart. Everybody say Namaste is what we say to the good in you, from the good in me. Say Namaste every day, and the world will live in harmony. Yay! If we could everybody get everybody to stretch their chicken cheeks, they'd all be feeling gravy, right? All right.